Hey, Amber Skillin here. Quick update for you with regards to the backups that we have and don't have. Okay, the only full complete backup that I have is from September 13th, and I think that is right after, or it is the backup from GoDaddy before we move the site onto Stagehost web hosting, which means that there's no X theme there. That also means that I think that some of the additional products that you added since then are not there. Um, I think it's too old to use. So I did a little bit of poking around, and I wanted to figure out, okay, well, where are these thumbnails coming from? I looked in the media library, and they're not there. And because it's relatively easy to pull up the file names and everything, just kind of copy the image location and paste it in here. And so I went through and looked and just kind of spot checked and looked for these images in the media library. They don't exist there with these file names like 600 by 600. That's because these thumbnails are automatically being generated by WooCommerce or by WordPress, I should say. So, for example, if we go in here to that is to say, if we go into WooCommerce settings and pull that up, we go to not checkout. We go to products and then display. Right. This is where the product details and the product images are set to 600 by 600. Wonderful, fantastic, amazing. So one of the things that I noticed here was that it says, oh, well, you may need to regenerate your thumbnails. These settings, because these settings affect the display and dimensions of images in your catalog, the display on the front end will still be affected by CSS styles. After changing these settings, you may need to regenerate thumbnails. Well, we haven't changed any of these settings, but yeah, we do want to regenerate the thumbnails, and it looks like you already have that plugin installed, so I reactivate it and I'm running it. Okay, so what it should do is after it regenerates the thumbnails, because it's generating them from the original files in the media library, which do not have watermarks on them, right? It should take care of our problem. And then you'll be able to run a backup. Okay, so very important bit of information here. Before you run the watermarking tool or any kind of tool that's going to make changes on a mass level, mass changes on a level. So for example, mass changes to the database, mass changes to any of the products, mass changes to any text that's going to be up here all throughout the website if it needs to be done in multiple places. So anything that does that, any kind of plugins or tools that you use that do anything like that, great, fine. Just do a backup. So you'll go into Backup Buddy and navigate to Backup Buddy, and let's open this in a new tab because I don't want to mess up what's happening here on this page. So just real quick, all you gotta do is run a complete backup anytime you're going to make any important changes. That includes if you're going to update WordPress, because WordPress is begging us to update it. We need to do so because that'll keep it secure. Plugins need to be kept up to date. Themes need to be kept up to date. So keep all these things up to date, but before you update things, make sure you run a backup. And as you can see, that's really easy to do. You just choose a backup profile to run. In this case, it's going to be a complete backup. I'm not going to run that right now, obviously, because regenerating thumbnails is still running. When that is finished running, though, I think it'd be a really good idea to go ahead and run that complete backup before going in and licensing the watermark plugin, so you have to make sure that you have the premium version working, and all that stuff. And another thing too that I would probably do is use a nicer image for the watermark itself. It's not like we have a logo for the website, is it? But rather than just like Helvetica or Arial text, which is certainly functional, and that's fine and all. We have something that resembles a logo here. well, it's taking a long time because regenerating thumbnails is running. But we have something that resembles a logo that if you want, I can take that into Photoshop, turn it white, make it a little bit transparent, and it'd be a pretty good watermark to use, I believe.